So I gave you some clarity and some sources. You got to go to the state to find records on your family, whether if it's indigenous, whether if it's dealing with Africans. Doesn't make a difference. You have to go to the court records. That's just another source to find your family records. Now, it took years for me to gather information. That's just one of the sources. Another source is I went to there's other entities that's in the federal government. It's the Department of Archives, where you can find documents and look up. But knowing that last name or knowing your name, you have to start somewhere. You have to have a name. They're just not going to just give you the information. And the next is freedom of information. Those are three sources that I will probably talk about later, but that is a research source in finding information on your family when you do not know who your grandparents or your great-great-grandparents or your great-great-great and so on before that. There's no such thing that we just fall off the earth and then I'm the third generation, my mom the second generation, and my grandpa was the first generation. There were families before then. What happened to them? What are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to research them? In fact, laws change everything. They release documents based on census records, just like anything else. So census records, slavery records, African records is reason why you don't have access to them. But another reason is because you don't go look for it. Do not, if they told you they was in Alabama, you better look everywhere, because the purpose is the element of surprise is to place all information with indigenous aboriginal people, whether they was Native or Africans, and are scattered all throughout the United States in different entities, such as libraries, such as courts. It can be anywhere. So do not count a record. You'd be surprised at how many families are in books was written on family members. So don't sit up here and just say, oh, that's in the past, because your past affects your future as well, because it'll come back. If you don't get it, the future generation is going to inquire about it, so why not? But I will say in those state laws, the district courts and stuff like that, they used to have two records. They have indigenous records, and then they have the Caucasian record. They would never give you, and when we were going, they would never give us the books that they had recorded on the same land. They were always giving us the land that was dealing with the indigenous people. It was the same land, but what they were doing is putting their names on the land and claiming ownership. Until they passed a law recently behind the Indian Territory, they had to remove a lot of racist or inappropriate stuff that was in the court system. So it gave us access to those law books. That's just the tip. Don't miss out.